Do you feel like you have tried like every like dark spot corrector under the sun and you still have sunspots? Well, stay tuned because I am about to tell you all about my favorite products as a medical esthetician, how to get rid of those pesky sunspots, product edition. Hey everyone, it is your host, Amanda, the Skincare Badass. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on YouTube. And today I definitely want to talk about one of my favorite things of all time, sunspots. I know you're thinking, what a weirdo, right? The reason why sunspots are one of my favorite things to talk about is because so many people are affected by brown spots, discoloration, age spots, whatever the heck you want to call them. And there's about a bazillion different correctors on the market. So I wanted to break it down for you guys today so you know exactly what products are best, why they're the best, and now you know how to choose accordingly to your sunspots, brown spots. So today we're going to talk about a product addition for how to remove those pesky sunspots. Product number one, my absolute favorite product. I think we even have a video on this product by itself because I love it so much. It's called Brightening Complex. So this is a all-in-one corrector from ISCLINICAL, one of my favorite skincare lines. It is pharmaceutical grade, so it's super, super, super high quality ingredients. They use the botanical extracts, but the extract is so freaking clean that it's actually been tested in a lab to be high quality enough to go into pharmaceutical drugs. That's how they can say they are pharmaceutical grade. So what's super cool about that is you can get some really high intense quality ingredients without being super like irritating to the skin. So you're getting lots of effectiveness with those brown spots without all that crazy irritation. Because I'm sure you've either tried something that either didn't do anything at all or used something that was really good and like irritated the crap out of your face. So the nice thing about Brightening Complex is you don't have that. It actually has an 18% salicylic acid in it, which I know probably sounds really scary. Salicylic acid gets a really bad rap. I feel like I say bad rap in a lot of my videos. So if you guys feel like I say that a lot, drop me like a comment about how many times you hear me say it. I would love to know like the exact number, right? It gets a really bad rap because it's used in a lot of acne products with a lot of other really harsh ingredients. And a lot of times in certain labs that don't have like really high standards, it's kind of a dirtier version. So it can be super irritating to the skin. But salicylic acid, when it's a very clean version of the ingredient, is super anti-inflammatory. So this is great when you're thinking about removing damage. You want to use really good ingredients, but you don't want to create more inflammation or more irritation because then that will like stir up more damage. We'll have a whole other video on like how damage actually can occur, the whole inflammatory process, and why certain products work better. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, let's go back to Brightening Complex. Tons and tons of different brightening agents, but it also has the salicylic acid, that high content of salicylic acid. So it's really good at helping to calm down that inflammation, but also help with cellular turnover. So now those brightening agents can actually penetrate and work deep down into the skin to penetrate down below where those little melanocytes live, to kind of soften everything. It's amazing. Try it, you will love it. It is good as a treatment or as a treatment plus moisturizer. A lot of times in the summertime, I use it as like my one and done, but in the wintertime, I tend to add a little bit more moisture. It's good for most skin types. I would not recommend this particular one for super sensitive skin, super inflamed acne skin, but if you're just your average girl and you just got some sunspots and you were looking for something really great, it is my number one go-to. So my number two go-to is going to be Active Serum. Again, from ISCLINICAL, one of my favorites. The reason why I really love Active Serum is because it's a little bit of a different version than the Brightening Complex. It has less of brightening agents in it, but it has so many other ingredients like the botanical derivative of retinol, the botanical derivative of glycolic, and the botanical derivative of salicylic. So you have all these different agents that are going in there, sloughing off that outer layer of dead skin cells, taking that damage with it. So it's really great at helping to soften the discoloration. Brightening Complex has a little bit more of a punch, but Active Serum is another really great one. And little fun tidbit, Active Serum is really great for PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So for those of you who've had acne in the past and you have like the little spot that seems to like never go away because you try to do surgery at home on your own acne lesion, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, I know you've done it. The active serum is really, really good for that. I am Hispanic, and so I have really activated melanocytes in general. And so I am super prone to hyperpigmentation from freaking everything. So the Brightening Complex is my favorite go-to, but kind of when I'm in a pinch or I don't have it at that time, I love to do active serum next. My third and final product for this edition that I absolutely love is the Even Corrector. And this is from SKINBETTER. SKINBETTER is this really, really super cool line that has won tons of awards. It's a newer line, but the people who have created it have been in the industry for freaking ever. And so I really like this line too. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure you click below. We'll have a link to our shop, and we have ISCLINICAL on there as well as SKINBETTER. But what's super cool about this Even, I actually like this a little bit more for like melasma clients than just sunspots. I know we're talking about sunspots, and Even does both, but I tend to like it a little bit more for the melasma client because this one really helps with like redness. And a lot of times when people have sunspots or have melasma, sometimes there's a little bit of redness that can kind of like linger once they start getting rid of the brown. And then it's like, now I gotta go use something else. And the Even will correct both of those. It doesn't have like salicylic acid or anything like that in it. So it doesn't have anything that's gonna help with cellular turnover as much. So you'll definitely wanna still use like a retinol or something like that. Yeah, so let's actually talk about that for just a quick sec. The reason why a lot of products don't work is because they either don't have a cellular turnover in them to lift off that dead skin, so then the brightening agents can penetrate down where they need to go, or you're not using a cellular turnover treatment with the product. So that's really, really important. So even though Even doesn't have that, I still like it, but you could add Even with your active serum or even with the alpha retinol that we'll talk about in a totally another video. So let me know what questions you guys have when it comes to sunspots, brown spots, hyperpigmentation, age spots, whatever the hell you want to call them. Leave comments below, make sure you're hitting subscribe, and stay tuned for more.